and welcome. On 4th February is the day where all individuals above the age of 18 will come out and vote. And this time we are going to vote on a different machine, and we are going to explain to you on what type of machine, what is its purpose of using this machine, how it has to be used, whether there is privacy or whether there is this machine we have with us to demonstrate the machine and the use and the benefit and the purpose. We have with us S. Shivaraman, District Informatics Officer, National Informatics Center, Ministry of India, Ministry of Technical, involved since elections 1999. Welcome, sir, to our studio. My first question to you is that we have seen this machine going around into the villages,
yes,
educating people about how to use it,
yes,
and what is its safety, and the new machine that is involved this election. Okay, first my question to you is that what is the purpose of getting this?
Fine. Okay. The main purpose of introducing this Vvpat, I'll repeat, that is Voter Verifiable Paper Audit Trail. Okay. So it's an electromechanical device that will be introduced this time in all the 40 assembly constituency of Goa Legislative Assembly election and in all the polling station. The main purpose is people have some apprehension, okay, based on various quarters and various political parties making some rumors or allegations that whether it is going to the right candidate, yes or no. Okay, so these questions is always there, remain unanswered so far in the minds of the common voter and general public, whether I just pressed one button and one light glows. This is what I know at the polling station when I casted my vote. So whether it is been recorded against the right person, yes or no. So these questions still remain unanswered. So for this purpose, Election Commission of India had introduced the concept called Vvpat, the machine Vvpat, and the concept called end-to-end verifiability. That means, and the polling station, when I casted my vote, I can now physically have an option to verify, yes, my vote has been recorded against that particular candidate, for which there is a paper audit trial, which I have witnessed, which I have seen it, okay, and there is no issue about it. So at that voting time, at that end, he or she, the voter, had verified it. Fine. Now, during the counting, if the returning officer permits for reasons, and if he is satisfied and if he permits that, yes, Vvpat also to be taken for counting. Otherwise, in general, Vvpat, the ballot, is not taken for counting on the counting day. Only we are going with the counting of votes recorded in the EVM, electronic voting machine, that's basically the control unit. So on that day, if RO permits, then they will count the Vvpat, the ballot which is taken in the Vvpat, which the voter had seen at the time of polling, and they will verify, they will count that, and it will match. So that thereby the other end at the time of counting also it's verified. So it's a concept called end-to-end verifiability, and this definitely clear all the doubts and the apprehension and gives a confidence to the voter that yes, I voted for the right candidate and it is also counted against the right candidate. That's the purpose.
Okay. Now, I have one doubt on this. Now, many countries have banned using this digitalization of voting. That is, why only we are using it in Goa? Or rather, another question I'll add it to is, who has approved this machine for the Goa?
Yes, it is the Chief Election Commissioner who take a call, and in fact this is followed by some Supreme Court direction that this time Goa will be going for entire constituency and the polling station with the Vvpat. The approval is by the Chief Election Commissioner and then followed by our Chief Electoral Officer and the district team, which we will take it forward for implementing this particular decision.
Yes. The first question that I asked you is that some of the countries have banned using this. It says that it is not reliable because if there is a technical problem and all that, there are various reasons for it.
Yes. So, okay. In fact, when this machine, the EVM, when it was first introduced 1998, I think, and in Goa in 1999 we have introduced, and I was involved during at that time. Now if you see, you can compare electronic device gazette, what are there. Now for example, take your mobile phone and vis-a-vis this particular electronic device, that is the EVM which I am talking about. The mobile phone, even your signal is not there, you can able to communicate to the other person. That means if your Wi-Fi is on, your signal strength is completely not there, still you can able to communicate, okay, or through any other mechanism. If it is having some internet access, not through Wi-Fi or through Bluetooth or whatsoever means, okay, then still you can able to achieve the motive and the purpose, that is you can able to communicate. But this device is not like that. It has only one channel for communicating, that is through this connected cable. It doesn't have any Wi-Fi, it doesn't have any Bluetooth, no other kind of interfaces. So if at all, if you want to interact or if you want to record any words, it will be possible only by way of this cable, local cable which is connecting. Technically speaking, there is no other connectivity which is involved. So thereby it is a very well proven system and a very robust and stubborn system, and it with respect to the time, okay, since 19 we have used this, and then we have seen the result also that it is not tampered, and then it gives us a very good convenience, because we, as you know, since you compared with semi-developed countries and other thing, the voter base, you are very much aware, we are running in several crores across the nation, be it a parliamentary election or for any state legislative election, it is in crores. So crores of ballot to be counted. I remember earlier those days, people are in 2 days, they have been kept under a kind of a lock system, okay, and 2 days they are inside counting, busy in counting the votes. So this is what the practical difficulties the commission had foreseen at that time, and then they have come up with, why can't we simplify those activity with a proven robust system. That's how it is introduced. Whereas maybe in some developed countries the voter may be less and you can easily count them maybe in 2 hours or half a day or even 1 day, but here that is not the case. So that's thereby the essence or the ultimate purpose of introducing, simplifying that arise, and this is one such.
Okay, now as we have brought this machine into our studio, now we find there are 4 different parts of this.
Yes.
Technically, what are these, all these 4 parts connected?
Yes. Up to now, we have used only these 2 components. This is the control unit and this is the balloting unit. In all the previous elections since 1999, we have used these 2 machines. This will store the recording of votes, whatever votes recorded against those candidates, and that will have a record of that particular votes. And this will facilitate you cast the ballot against that particular candidate. The ballot, when it is been printed, it will be pasted in this particular panel, and against which there is a button, you have to press this. This is for the ballot. Now in addition to that, they have provided a device, electromechanical device called Vvpat. So this particular device, this is called voter verifiable paper audit trail. So this device, along with the status display, this particular device is the status. It tells the health or the condition of this particular Vvpat, whether it is in working condition or whether it encounters some technical snag, things like that. So this will, now on the day of polling in the polling station, these 2 devices, that is the ballot unit and the Vvpat, this will be kept inside the polling compartment. Okay, there will be a polling compartment which can prevent that particular secrecy of voting. Nobody can know who is voting. So these 2 will coexist in that particular polling station, and this device will be kept under the custody of the presiding officer or his authorized polling officer. And this time we have provided one more additional polling officer, that is called 4th polling officer.
Can the presiding officer interfere in this recording?
Presiding officer can not interfere in the recording in any way, but he can felicitate the voting process. That means with his command and control, the ballot will be released, then the voter or the elector will cast the ballots. Okay, so that way he will manage the show, but in no way he cannot interfere in any of this particular, the manner in which the vote is being casted.
Okay, one question I have is, the people have a rumor that any of the the compartment buttons that are there, they are all connected to the ruling party, they say, and whatever place you press, whichever party you cast your vote, it goes to the one of them who are in the ruling, they say. Is this right?
No, it is absolutely not right, and there is no valid ground for them. I'll share my experience. In 99, when we implemented this, we have collected various 25 paise coins. So that time people, they inserted coins thinking that that vote will continuously go to the person. So that is also not true. Machine will give a warning that this is keep on depressed. Okay, so commission had taken absolute care, or the manufacturer ECIL or whoever, Bharat Electronics, they have taken absolute care. In no way this machine can be tampered or manipulated, or it cannot be programmed to favor some particular thing. Okay, that kind of doubt or apprehension still there in many of the party or their agent or their candidate or even general public. So commission also come up with a kind of procedure to alleviate all those particular apprehension and to build confidence measure. On the poll, before the start of the poll, we are conducting a process called mock poll. So what is a mock poll? All the buttons has to be pressed and 50 votes has to be casted, so that in presence of the candidate, their polling agent, so that they satisfy themselves, yes, this button I have pressed, and then vote is recorded. Then they will show the result also at that time. Okay, so they will press the result and they will show. This is something called as a mock poll or a trial run
before the election,
before the actual start of the poll, the time set for
so
start
you are going to
of the
take
poll.
the real votes in that just to test, or
yeah, it is a kind of a test vote. Okay, so for example, if poll hours is from 7 AM onwards, from half an hour before, this mock poll exercise has to start and complete. Okay, so during that time they will cast 50 votes, and instruction are given that all the buttons which are enabled. Now in your constituency, if you have 6 candidates, 6 plus 1, the last in the series is assigned for the none of the above. So 7 buttons will be enabled, rest are all disabled, locked, nothing can be pressed. Okay, so now for this 7, they have to cast 50 votes, maybe 4, 5 for each and every, and they have to satisfy themselves. For example, serial number 1, I casted 12 votes, maybe serial number 5, I casted 5 votes. In this result, it should tally that one. So once they satisfied, then we are clearing this result. Mock poll results will be cleared, and we have commission had issued a detailed and very stringent instruction to be followed, which we are inculcating in the training process to the presiding officer to carry that particular thing in true spirit. So that way they have to execute that particular instruction and then clear the mock poll result. Then this machine will be ready for the actual poll. So thereby, after this mock poll, 100% of all the EVM which has been done invariably in all the polling station, it gives you a confidence no candidate is being favored by kind of hook or crook whatsoever.
Now this mission, as we see, it is good for the people who can see. What about the people who are visually impaired, who cannot see, how are you going to help? How is this machine is going to help them?
Yes. For them, for such people whom you are mentioning, there are 2 provisions. One is he or she can come with the accompany on her own choice, and then based on their this one, it can be done, number 1. And before that, there is a kind of ballot which is been kept outside, and they can able to explain which number is for which candidate and all these things, which will be dummy ballot which will be displayed at the polling station. This is one option. Then the accompany can able to suggest him to press which one. And on their own also, if you see, there is a barrel mark which is there, that barrel. So by this also they can be this. And commission also asked the district authority to identify such people and then to impart training, specific training, what they should do in the polling station. Okay, what are the items they have to look for? Okay, about the list of candidate in the sequence and their symbols, and then specifically in the ballot machine, the barrel which is being embossed on it. So with that, this thing they can able to their franchises on their own or with a companion. Okay,
the people who are handicapped, and how are they going to vote, or can there be a representative?
Yes, this also there are specific instruction which is detailed instruction which is given. The district authority is felicitating them with a kind of wheelchair arrangement, so that such people can be felicitated in that particular polling station.
Okay, the people who cannot vote, can the representative vote for the person?
Accompany,
but
yes.
not allowed to press by all means.
No, if they can able to do on their own, it is they can do it on their own. In case because of this disabilityness, if they can't able to do on their own, suppose person without a hand or a limb,
yeah.
something, then naturally he actually has to come with their own accompaniment.
Okay, now with coming to this technical side of it, what does this machine actually contain?
Okay. So this particular machine, it's a electronic and electromechanical device. Electronic device is this control unit, and the electromechanical device is this particular Vvpat. In fact, this machine is a little robust and a steady machine, whereas this Vvpat is a kind of a delegate. It's a delegate machine, because we have various sub-component of this particular Vvpat. Number one is the printing mechanism. So in this there is a printing mechanism, printing chamber, and then backside we have a power bank, and then in the left side down below we have a ballot chamber. So it consists of these units. I'll just open and show you the printing mechanism. So this is the printing chamber, and then it has some sensors and sensors calibrated, and this paper roll, it can sustain 1500 volts, and in Goa we have maximum 800 plus water, and minimum we have some 300 plus water. On an average we have 650. So this can very well sustain 1500 volts, and we have a paper feeder in this. So this will be set up on the day before the start of the mock poll, and then the mock poll will be started in this. For example, ballot. Okay, so the presiding officer will release the ballot. So now during this time it gives you a message that busy, and here also you will get a busy. So this indicates that the machine is engaged for the respective elector or voter. Now he or she will be going to the polling compartment, and they are casting their vote as per their choice. Now for example, I am pressing first in this serial number, okay, then I will be getting a ballot printed. So this ballot will be displayed for 5 seconds, so that the voter or elector can able to visually identify, yes, what cast I have did, it goes to the right person. And this ballot consists of name of the candidate and the symbol and the serial number in this particular ballot sequence. So this is what it contains. Okay, so I'll repeat this. Ballot is released here. Okay, machine get engaged. Okay, machine get engaged. So here also you will get a busy symbol. Then the voter is allowed to that. Okay, and then they are pressing as per their choice. Okay, so now I am pressing for example last in this. Okay, then this starts printing the ballot. After the ballot get printed, displayed and cut and then collected, then only you will hear the beep sound. And this time in the election, this is one significant difference. Why I am highlighting this particular significant difference is, on the poll day, the polling agent as well as the additional polling officer, P4 we call it as fourth polling officer, has to notice and observe this sequence of activity which is happening. So I will repeat the sequence of activity. First is release of ballot, then is walking into that particular, the voter is walking into the compartment, then pressing this particular button, then after pressing this, the light will glow, immediately the print will be displayed for 5 seconds. After the print is over, then the beep sound comes. What it signifies, once this job of the Vvpat is over, at that time only the Vvpat sends the record of vote to the machine. The beep sound signifies the recording of that particular vote against that particular candidate. So that is the, so earlier in the absence of Vvpat, in the past election, once the moment you press and release your finger, the beep sound counts. That means the ballot unit sends the signal back to the control unit to record, yes, against so and so serial number, one more count. Vote count will get increased. Okay, so this is that particular sequence. Now with the introduction of this Vvpat, the sequence will be like this. I'll repeat the sequence once again. Release of ballot. Okay, then the voter is casting the vote. Now for example, I am pressing the 5th in this particular serial number. So then light is glowing. Similarly, print is coming. 5 seconds it will be displayed, and thereafter the vote. Okay, after it gets collected, beep sound, it gets recorded.
Okay,
so
now,
this is the sequence of activity.
Okay, now that the paper that is released, can the voter take it with him?
No, in no way. not only to the voter, even it's not to be taken by the presiding officer or any of his team. It is not allowed. If you see on the poll day, the chamber, the ballot collection chamber is completely sealed by the concerned returning officer. In any case, if the seal is with tampered or something, then it's become a serious issue. Okay, so like how we got this particular seal, pink paper seal. Okay,
Yes.
so this gives you that we have thoroughly checked at the district administration. We have thoroughly checked the machine, about the functionality, the working, and we certify. We means the concerned district election authority along with the company, that is ECIL, sir, engineer, authorized engineer. They are certifying with their signature. Yes, this machine is been perfectly okay for conduct of poll. So in similar manner, the sealing is being done in the ballot unit, and on the poll day the sealing will be done by that particular presiding officer, because he has to load the paper and he has to seal that particular thing, because again we cannot load the paper and transport. During the transport this paper may come out, it will create some technical issue. So for the reason, the presiding officer is sealing this particular Vvpat on the day after conduct of mock poll. Again, why we are leaving to the presiding officer to seal? Because mock poll is done. Okay, from start of the half an hour start of the poll, that mock poll ballot has to be taken out.
Okay.
Correct? It
Should
has
not
to be
be
cleared.
mixed.
Yes, it should be cleared from your ballot compartment of the Vvpat. So that is why the Vvpat will be sealed by the presiding officer this time. Whereas these machines, the control unit and the ballot unit, will be sealed by the respective RO, returning officer of that constituency.
Okay, my question is
Yes.
that which is actually proper recording machine from out of this?
Yes, in fact all these four, okay, since you raised a valid question, as per the definition of the EVM, okay, electronic voting machine, rule 49M, okay, it says, the conduct of election, it says the definition of electronic voting machine, that it consists of control unit, ballot unit, now Vvpat and status display unit. Okay, I'll repeat this. The EVM definition consists of one control unit, to be more precise, one control unit, one or more up to 4 balloting unit, and one Vvpat and one Vvpat status display unit. So this is the combination. So in a way all are equally responsible and this thing. However, the record, the final record or the storage of the votes are concerned, it is in this particular control unit. So during counting, we are keeping only the control unit along with the Vvpat at the time of counting in the counting table.
Okay, now the difference what I see, as you explained me, is that Vvpat, that is you brought the system now, is only paper type of recording.
Yes.
How important is that when we can rely on this?
Yes. In fact, it is a complement, I can say. That's what the purpose of introduction of this particular Vvpat is, that earlier some parties or some candidates, agents or some various quarters in our country, they make some allegations. This can be, since it's electronic device, and any electronic device can be manipulated, tampered, like that, and this apprehension still remain in the common voter. Now the voter had seen what is being printed here, and voter also, that record is being recorded in this particular EVM. Now during the counting, in case of any particular issue or for particular reason, if the returning officer says count this particular Vvpat also, the records of vote collected as by way of ballot, count that particular thing, and it is not happening in all the constituency, in all the polling this thing station. Some specific reason, if the RO decides that on claims by the concerned candidate or the agent, valid claim, I can say, it is not all claims will be entertained, and there is a speaking order, there are various grounds for accepting this particular Vvpat count. So if that is the case, for this Vvpat to be allowed to count it, then like our earlier system, okay, the previous manual method, there will be a pigeon holes of boxes, and then candidate wise we have to sort. That Vvpat will be open, taken out all the ballot, that will be sorted on this particular pigeon hole, and then 25 numbers of ballot of that particular respective candidate will be put in a rubber band, and that will be counted. So that particular manual count of this ballot and this EVM count shall invariably has to tally. There should not be any mistake or any error, because commissions works on zero error. All the election commission insist on zero error by any of the authority it delegate for conduct of election. So thereby it should tally. So then again, if you take this Vvpat was introduced 2014 onwards in various other states and other elections sporadically, if not all, because Goa is the first state and we bear this thing that we are the first one to go for the entire constituency. By and large, and very rarely they ask for the count.
Okay, now coming to this, since it is the digital everything, what if there is an error or machine doesn't function? How are you going to?
Yes, fine. Yeah, this is again based on the past experience of our conduct of election in other states. Yes, I do agree with you to some extent. Machine do fail for reasons. That's why I said in the beginning it's a very delicate machine. Even I used to say we have a randomization process. During the first level checking, we used to link which serial number. If you see, there is a serial number at the back, machine serial number, this one. So which serial number of this among our complete lot and which serial number is going together. We call it as a marriage of CU and BU earlier. Along with the Vvpat, I can call it's a marriage of CU and with a baby which is born. Okay, so this Vvpat, it's a kind of a baby because it's a delegate. So you have to take utmost complete care, and as I explained earlier, it has lot of sensitive device with high calibration, because whether paper is feeding properly, paper is left out, battery is low, okay, all these things it will sense on real time and it will display here in any error mechanism. So if you just dump it, okay, just apply any mechanical pressure on this particular machine, definitely it encounters some technical snag, and this technical snag, based on our previous experience, it will encounter in the first 2 hours of its start. Okay, after beyond which it will function smoothly. So anyway, we need to address such technical snag also. If that is the case, as I told you before, the definition of EVM, it consists of all these 4 components. In any one case, if that particular Vvpat fails, we have a spare, we have a reserve machines with us. Almost this time we are working on 40% reserve machine. Okay, that means for 10 machines we have 4 extra machines. So we will be replacing. We means the concerned returning officer through their appointed authority, the sector officer, and they will replace this particular Vvpat for functioning. Otherwise, the normal instruction given to the concerned troubleshooter and the presiding officer is just switch off and switch on your machine twice. Okay, so it may work. Still, if it is not working, then escalate this issue to the sector officer, to the returning officer, and they will replace this particular machine for you to work.
So thank you very much, sir. Sivaraman, who is the district informative officer and is in Goa and trying to use this Vvpat system in Goa, trying to bring awareness to the people that this is user friendly, can be used very easily by everyone. Thank you, sir, for joining us in our studio, and thank you all viewers. Keep watching RDX. Take care. Goodbye.